Good day everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss to you about the instructional frameworks. This topic is divided into two parts. The first part is all about the art education and the artistic process that will be reported by yours truly. And the second part is the 8 studio habits of mind and the psychomotor skills that will be reported by Ms. Orcel Salindo. Okay, let's begin. Instructional frameworks. We are done with the setting of objectives and the choosing of arts activities. So after we set the objective and we, we select the art activities, this time as a teacher, it is our role to construct or to plan an instructional frameworks that will guide us in delivering our lesson. It is very important as a teacher nga naatay instructional framework because it guides us. It is our roadmap on how we are going to deliver our lesson to a certain classroom. So in this report, we have 3 learning outcomes. First, analyze the steps in art creation, the artistic process. So at the end of this report, we are expected to analyze the steps in art creation, the artistic process. Second is understand how the 8 studio habits of mind can be applied in an art class. So we are also expected that we will understand the importance of 8 studio habits of mind, which is very important for us to learn in order for us nga ma-apply ni siya soon sa art class if we are ma-assign ta or ma-handulan ni natong dinani nga subject kining art education. And the last one is utilize the psychomotor domain development as guide in organizing and planning art activities. So di ba we have 3 domains of educational objectives. We have the cognitive, which is focused on the mental or the knowledge. The affective, it's all about the values, the emotions or the feelings. And this, the psychomotor domain, which is all about the skill. Why man sa art education gina-emphasize ang psychomotor domain? Is it because in this subject, students are expected to create or kuan sila og product, maka-make jud sila og product in their own after a thorough discussion, a lecture of the teacher. So we are all expected nga maabot ni nato ni siya nga 3 learning outcomes after this discussion. Okay, before I start, there is a statement in the book from Vincent van Gogh which states that but beautiful things require effort and disappointment and perseverance. Diba? We cannot achieve or meet a beautiful things or our dreams in life if dili ta magpursige or dili ta mag-effort. Diba? Dreaming requires effort, it requires passion, it requires perseverance. Just like sa art education class, if we are expected nga ato ang mga learners is maka-learn or ma-meet nila nga ato ang standard or ato ang expected nga outcome sa ilaha, then we as teachers dapat at pod nga ato pong buhaton na ato ang tanan, dapat mamahimot ang effective, efficient, resourceful, and also i-model jud ta. Dapat kita jud ang foundation, kita ang silbi act as the center sa instruction, mag-facilitate ta nila, dili kay magkuan lang ta nga teacher sa art, igo ra ta, magsige ra ta og discuss, magsige ra ta pasulat, but as a teacher in this subject, art education, it really needs our skills, it really needs our actions, our effort for our learners to really grasp the concept, the idea, the skills that we intend to teach them. Okay, art creation in the art class. The art teacher plays a crucial role in conducting an art class, whether it is a teacher-directed or learner-directed. So teacher, as I said, our role in art education or in an art class is very crucial. Diba? Not all students are inclined sa arts. Not all students are good in drawing, are good in sculpting, are good sa fruit carving and etc. about art. So it is very important for us teacher that we are equipped with the skills nga ato apong itudlo sa ilaha, because we cannot teach something we don't know, di ba? Dili man nato sila matudluan sa isa ka butanga kita wa puta kabalo. That's why it is very important for us teacher nga i-equip nato ato ang self, dapat eager ta mo learn, and also kuanta like kung sa kuan pabitaw kay ready ta kanunay, like naa ta kanunay sa mga butanga dapat natong itudlo sa ilaha. Even in a learner's directed program, the teacher's job is to structure the art room and create opportunities for the students to maximize their art experiences. So, dapat di ay himuon din nato ang classroom nato as available, like daghan og kana bitaw, like ma-maximize bitaw nato ang art experience ato ang mga students nga dili lang ta naga-focus in only one skill or in only one aspect sa itong mga estudyante, like kinsa lang itong mga kabalo mo drawing, but also dapat bitaw like differentiated ato bitaw instruction, dapat katong mga inline sa drawing, sa sculpting, sa carving, dapat kita nga sa teachers is responsive ta, dapat ato siyang tagaan o pagtagad, because not just for them nga ma-enjoy ni nga subject, but also ma-develop ang ilahang potential, ang ilahang talent sa art. Next, in planning an art activity, the teacher has to consider the experiences and interests of the students and to determine their present level of skill through assessment based on previous performance and artworks. Diba? Kung magsige ta og kuan sa kabata, especially kung ma-assign ta sa grade 1 to grade 3, where ang students attention is very little, gamay ra jud kay, and like wala ta nag-consider sa ilang mga interest, wala ta nag-consider sa ilang experiences, bisan pag atoa sila bitang ato silang i-compulsory nga ipabuhat sa kabutang, dili gyud na nila masabtan, dili gyud na nila ma-grasp na concept or idea. Is it because dili man sila interesado ana? So it is very important that put nga ato silang i-diagnose or tagaan nato sila mga self assessment, i-assess dapat nato dan ang ilahang mga prior learning, unsa ilang mga interest, sa ilang mga experiences, for us teacher nga ato na siyang magamit na mga data in planning our art activity, in planning our art lesson. Is it very important? It is very important for a teacher na kung siya knowledgeable bitaw siya, like dili bitaw ka like kahit ang mga teacher nga dili bitaw ka prepared, like pataka ra kag hatag og activity, like lagi nagsunod ka sa competency, nagsunod ka sa curriculum, guys, sa mga standard na expect o sa gihatag sa DepEd, but wala ka nag-consider sa interest, sa capability, sa capacity sa isa ka student. Dapat as teacher, dapat dapat kabaluta mo mo consider nga kung dili na kaya sa to ang students, then let's find the way nga maabot gyapon na nato siya nga expectation, maabot gyapon nato na siya nga competency through considering sa ilang mga interest. Kay after all, magsugod man kita sa kung unsa ilang mga nahibaw-an, di ba? Principle of known to unknown. Dapat ato sa silang i-diagnose, dapat ato sang ilhon ang ilang mga interest. Then kuha na din ta introduce na din ta sa ilaha og mga another concept, another nga mga art materials, art activities that is relevant for them, that is important for them also to know. The role of the teachers is to provide materials, tools, and techniques that the child can use to create his or her work. My God. Diba? The role of the teacher is to provide materials. Knowing that art education in the Philippines is wala jud kinatagaan og pagtagad, mao na siyang si teacher wala gyud choice kung dili makakuot gyud sa iyang bulsa para lang isa katuparan bitaw or mahatagan lang bitaw gyud og reality ang isa ka concept nga iyang itudlo sa art. That's why teacher in art class or in an art education kay crucial kay like lisod bitaw kayo sa ilaha nga part, especially kung ang naa sa curriculum guide, ang naa sa gisunod nga book sa teacher, ang mga concept dito or mga art activities nga dapat ipabuhat dito is mag-need og mga materials na very expensive, mga materials that are not available sa classroom or even sa school, dili ma-providean. So, di ba si teacher na gyud dayon ang magkamulo or like murag si teacher na din ang ma-burden, like makakuot jud si teacher sa iyang bulsa, kuan jud, especially if ang mga materials is very expensive, grabe ka costly. Kay di ba sa art education, let's say for example, mga watercolor, wala man gyud ato ang students ana, and also ato ang school is wala man gyud naga-provide ana. So in order for us nga makuha nila, like maka-grasp sila sa concept or sa idea ana nga art activities, si teacher wala gyud mahimo kun dili magpalit gyud siya in order for her or him nga matudlo gyud sa bata ang important sa watercolor og ang iyahang benefit sa isa ka artwork. That's why we as teacher, soon to be teacher, dapat kabalo gyud ta or kana bitawng naatay mga idea or mga alternatives on how we are going to teach such concepts nga dili available ang mga materials, ang mga resources sa atong classroom. And also sa mga techniques pod, like for example, let's say for example, ang mga students kay dili gyud ganahan mag-sculpting, dili gyud ganahan sa watercolor, then it is our role as a teacher nga mag-come up og idea, mag-come up og strategy or technique on how are we going to teach this difficult concepts sa ato ang mga students nga maganahan sila. Let's say for example, through games or through experimentation, nga slowly ang interest sa ka-students is ma-arouse or magka-appreciate or ma-love na dayon nila ang isa ka art. Through lessons and discussions, the teacher gives students the foundations in art history, art production, and art analysis, and integration in other disciplines. So, even though we say nga ang art education is performance-based assessment, nga kailangan jud og product, kailangan jud og mga artwork, dili gyapon nato siya mabaliwala ang teacher-centered nga approach. Nga there is also a need for a teacher to demonstrate, to discuss, have a lecture, especially sa foundation or sa history sa isa ka artwork course for the students nga makabalo sila or ma-aware sila sa history, ma-aware sila sa benefits, sa advantages of that certain artwork, and ma-integrate po na siya in other disciplines. Creating an environment that is safe, encouraging, and conducive for creativity is key to keep students motivated throughout the art making process. So, it is also a call for us future educators that we create an environment that is safe, encouraging, and conducive for creativity. Dapat ang atuang isa ka classroom lagi is equipped or available ang mga materials encouraging siya og wala nato gina like ang isa bitaw ka classroom nato is gina-encourage nato ang interest ato ang mga students, and also sa ang classroom environment nato is welcoming siya or conducive for learning. Next, an art class is not necessarily in a classroom. Rather, it is typically a space where the teacher and the child artist or the learner experience art creation and art appreciation. Mutuo ba mo na ang art class is wala lang siya na hitabo or dili lang na siya dapat sa isa ka classroom, kundili ang art can also be conducted even outside the classroom, outside the class, under the tree. Kung asa maka-experience ang isa ka student og art appreciation og makahimo siya sa art creation. Let's say for example, mag-sculpture sila using sa kanang kung wala tay clay kay di ba ang gamito nato is mga yuta. Let's say for example as alternatives, remember ko kay sa ko ang grade 7, like in the absence of clay among as alternatives kay kuan kana ang mud or lagi ka ng yuta nga humok. So dili gyud na siya himuon inside the classroom. Is it because mahugaw ang isa ka classroom and also yagaw sa mga bata sab. So mahulog nga mag-conduct sa tuwang art activity outside the classroom kung asa ang area nga daghan og yuta or katuwang available ang resources. So mo na siya gimin diri nga ang art class is not necessarily nga i-conduct nato inside the classroom. Many art teachers teach in the regular homeroom from an art cart, some in a designated art studio, while some travel school to school teaching out of the trunk of a car. So, naiuban nga mag-field trip gyud, like ipaadto gyud sila sa museum, ipatan-aw ang mga arts sa mga famous artists here in the Philippines, or mga sculpture or mga drawing. Ang uban pod kay adto gyud og other classroom nga naa gyud sila nindot gyud ang ilaha bitaw like mga kuan bitaw like mga art studio or art nga mga schools, like ipa-explore gyud nila ang ilang mga students in order for them or in order for the class to have or ma-arouse ang ilang interest ug malab pud nila ang art and ma-appreciate pa nila more ang art. The opportunities in the art room and the children's view of the world through their experiences contribute to the intentions of their artwork. The teacher should understand that art making does not stop inside the classroom but involves different agencies in the world. So, di ba? The teacher should not understand that art making does not stop inside the classroom. So, dapat dili nato ilimit ang art activity or ang art creation or ang art appreciation sa isa ka bata inside the four walls of our classroom, kundili ato silang tagaan og broad or widen nga world where their interest or their love in art is ma-develop and ma-arouse. And also as teachers, dili ta ka na bitaw usahay kay kung wala na available nga mga materials is mag more on patan-aw lang ta nila videos, pasulat sa mga concepts, sa mga ideas, sa history, sa background of such arts. But let's try po nga mamahimot ang resourceful as teacher balay kung kailangan nato silang dalon sa gawa sa classroom for them nga mag-grasp yun ang idea ani nga certain art, then it can be. Dapat dili na to i-limit sila, dapat dili na to sila pugungan sa ilahang capacity, sa ilang capabilities nga mo learn sa certain art. That is also one of the disadvantage why children do not appreciate art or dili sila makalab sa art or dili nila ma-appreciate ang beauty of art. Is it because ang ilaha pong environment, ang ilahang teachers kay murag na limitahan pud sila sa ilahang experience. So teacher, importante kay ito ang role. Next is the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework is a known set of 4 agencies that is widely used in the field of visual arts. It comprises the analysis and dynamics between the artists, which is ang mga bata, ang mga learners, the artwork, ang ilahang product, the world, ang ilahang society, ang nasa ilahang palibot or ang ilahang inspiration, and the audience, kita as teacher or ang mga tao nga makakita sa ilahang art. It is very important nga atuan ni siyang ma-understand kining upat ka agencies for us nga ma-develop sa ila ang appreciation sa art. Okay, conceptual framework first. The artist, the one who creates the artwork that connects him or her to the audience and the world. So, ang artist, of course, ang ato ang mga learners. Dapat ato silang i-motivate, i-encourage na makaka-create og certain artwork nga mag-reflects or mag-represents sa ilahang self sa whole world. Diba ang artist kang ilahang mga artwork, it is a representation of their self. So dapat ato silang i-motivate or kalabitang dili po nato maghatag tag constructive nga judgment kung unsang ilahang artwork because mao man gyud na pud ang ilahang kaya, mao na ilang mao na ilang capacity, mo po na ilahang capabilities, and that's art for them. That's represent themselves when it comes to art. Next is artwork, the object that is used by the artist to share his or her intentions and ideas. Let's say for example sa collage, di ba maglahi-lahi magyud na sila mga materials, lahi-lahi na sila mga objects na gina-use, and dapat dili na to na sila limitahan because that is their way nga mag-represent sa ilahang ideas or mag-represent sa ilahang imaginations ana nga certain art. Na mo gamit og mga kahoy, na mo gamit og mga pictures, na mo gamit og mga any other materials nga pwede nila magamit sa ilahang art. Next is the audience, are the people who view and respond to the artwork and the artist. So kanina ning mga critics, kita as teacher, kita man ang audience sa ilahang artwork, kita ang audience sa ato ang mga learners as artists. So we must also be constructive, be positive on our judgment sa ilaha. Dapat dili ta mag throw og negative feedback, negative judgment sa ilaha, or instead ang atuang judgment dapat sa ilaha is positive and maka-motivate them to do better in the next time around. And the last is the world, the place and time where the artist, the artwork, and the audience exist. Still be the world is the inspiration of the artists or the learners, how they view the world, diba? Di man sila maka-come up og certain artwork if dili fast or dagko ang ilahang experience or wala sila analyzation sa world. The world also or their society is very important because maka-come up sila og certain artwork. Ang meaning sa ilahang artwork is nag-realize kung unsang ilahang observation sa world. Okay, conceptual framework. Understanding the conceptual framework used by artists can help teachers view an artwork not just as an output, but as a way for the students to connect to the world. So, dapat ay mo nang giingon nga dapat dili ta mag-throw og negative feedback sa output sa ato ang mga learners or sa atong mga artists because this is their way in connecting to the world or reflecting or interpreting sa world kanang ilang certain nga artwork. Dapat dili nato ingon nga unsay meaning ana sa ka artwork. No, dapat ato silang i-motivate, ato silang i-encourage, dapat nga mumugna pa og daghan pa nga artwork in order for them nga ma-love ang arts. Recent research on arts education as it relates to students' social, emotional, and cognitive developmental needs indicates that arts experiences are consistently found to give students tools to make sense of their world and make connections between disparate ideas while also making connection between themselves and others. Silbi, ang true arts, it is a way of the students nga mapagawas ilang bitaw emotions, ang ilahang observation sa ilahang society, and also ang ilahang mental capacity kung unsa ka broad ang imaginary mind sa isa ka students. The goal of teaching art should not only focus on art production or the artwork, but also on the students' reflection, students' respond, and source of inspiration or the world. Kay we often see or we often interpret nga kung ingon na tag teaching art, ang ato yung objectives is ang bata is maka-come up jud isa ka artwork, maka-produce jud og isa ka artwork, but wala na to ginatan-aw kung unsa ka bas ang ilang experience or ang ilang source of inspiration ug ang how it reflects sa ilahang kaugalingon. That's why it is very important for the teachers nga ilhon i-acknowledge ang every student's artwork because it is a reflection of their self. It is a representation of their self, how they see, how they view the world. Nay uban nga nindot kislag artwork because grabe ang motivation or ang ilang inspiration, grabe ang support sa mga tao sa environment nga nakapalibot sa ila, while others found discouragement sa pag-create of a certain artwork because environment or ang ilang society, ang world where they live in is gina-down sila or gina-discourage ang ilang artwork. So it is very important nga i-consider pod nato ang ilang ang source of inspiration, ang ilang students' reflection. Next is the artistic process. The artistic process as defined by the National Core Art Standards are the physical and cognitive actions by which arts making and learning are realized. This process describes the organize the relationship between art and the student. In planning an art lesson, the teacher can use this as a guide to provide the full experience of the art process. These are the basic components of art process in an elementary school program. So in art education di ay napuday tay artistic process nga dapat si teacher naabitaw siya gisunod or na siya roadmap, na siya direction, na siya process on how he or she plan his or her art lesson. O makita nato na siya sa next slide. Diri sa National Core Art Standard and then ang core standards. Diri sa first row, mo ni siya ang mga artistic process and definition. Let's say for example sa first nga artistic process is ang creating. And creating is conceiving and developing new artistic ideas and work. Ang iyang anchor standards is generate and conceptualize artistic ideas and work, organize and develop artistic ideas and work, and refine and complete artistic work. So dapat dahil si teacher kung magkuan siya sa iyang art lesson or art activities, kailangan po siya nga magatan-aw ani nga core art standards for him or her nga mag-guided siya and makabalo on saan niya pag-measure, saan niya pag-evaluate ang kuan sa bata, ang himo sa bata. Next is performing, presenting, producing. When we say performing, realizing artistic ideas and work through interpretation and presentation, di ba? Tumas lang pasayaw-sayawon, ato silang like mga basic exercise. Next is presenting, interpreting, and sharing artistic work. O tagaan po na to sila og time nga i-present sa class or i-share sa class what is the meaning of such artwork na ilang gihimo. Next is producing, realizing, and presenting artistic ideas and work. Diri na gyud nga to as lang tudluan or i-let nga muhimo or mo come up og isa gyud ka artwork. And ang anchor standards ani niya are select, analyze, and interpret artistic work for presentation, develop and refine artistic techniques and work for presentation, and convey meaning to the presentation of artistic work. It is very important nga atoa silang tagaan og chance to share their thoughts or their idea on what is the meaning or how they come up with such artwork for us also nga makabalo kung unsa gyud ay kung unsay meaning, kung unsay definite meaning ana nga artwork ug makabalo pud ta nga nganong pong inana ang iyahang arts or inana iyahang pag-drawing for example. Next is responding, understanding and evaluating how the arts convey meaning. Ang iyang anchor standards: perceive and analyze artistic artwork, interpret intent and meaning in artistic artwork, apply criteria to evaluate artistic artwork. So mao po ni siya ang nakaapan. Sometimes si teacher naghatag siya art activity but wala siya gahatag og rubrics. So pag abot sa maggraduhay na, pag abot sa mag-evaluate na si teacher, matingala na lang si students manong gamay kay siya kuha unyang ihang classmates dako kay kuha where. So dapat day as teachers tagaan pud nato og muhatag bitaw ta og sakto nga instruction, like kung muhatag ta og isa ka activity dapat tagaan pud nato og sakto nga rubrics nga kana bitaw dili pud kayo taas or like average ra bitaw jud nga like i-consider nato ang capacity po sa learners for them also to know on how they are evaluated sa kita as teacher kung unsaon nato sila paggrado. Kay from that murag makakuan sila ba like makonsider pud nila nga limpyohon nila pag drawing. Is it because sa rubric ni teacher is na cleanliness, tarungon nila drawing kay na ay mas or tarungon nila perform kay na ay mastery sa rubric ni teacher, like that. Kay ang mahitabo namang good mag-ask na si students nga ngano dako kay kuha iyang classmates siya gamay. So I have pa ta maghatag og rubrics without nga like wala bitaw sila kabalo padaan. So it is very important also nga ihatag pud nato nila ahead of time ang rubrics para makabalo sila kung saan nato pag-evaluate ang ilahang artwork. Last is connecting, relating artistic ideas and work with personal meaning and external context. And ang yang anchor standards, synthesize and relate knowledge and personal experiences to make art. Relate artistic ideas and works with societal, cultural, and historical context to deepen understanding. So, naiuban nga i-relate nila based on their observation sa ilang society, sa ilang culture, or even sa ilang own experience. So, that's end for my report. Ang ako lang tingaling masulti is that as teacher in art education, we are told here nga ang ato ang role is very crucial, is very important, nga di ay dapat mamahimutang efficient, mamahimutang effective, mamahimutang resourceful, especially sa kakulangon sa mga material, sa mga tools, sa facilities. Dapat kabaluta maghunaw-hunaw mga alternatives ana for us nga dili na to mabaliwala ang mga concept nga dapat unta nga mahibal-an sa ato ang student nga magdako sila nga na sila'y dako nga understanding, appreciation sa art. That is the reason manggod why students see art as disadvantage or see art as difficult or challenging. Is it because sa foundation pa lang nila daan sa elementary is lacking na kayo siya, like wala sila gimold pag-ayo or wala na kuha ng ilang motivation sa art, ang ilang interest and love for art. It is very important for us teachers nga kana jud resourceful dapat ta as teacher sa art nga kabalot ta bitaw mamangita og ways nga ma-teach gapon nato ang concept sa arts education, even though nga ang ato ang education system sa country kay wala gyud naga-support. Like not only nga makaproduce ta og, yes, that is the goal of our education for fun and enjoyment sa art, but beyond that is makaproduce pud ta og artists in the near future, because kuha na siya like kana bitaw murag ano po na siya sa tuang self, murag achievement po na nato as teacher nga makakita ta nga nag-excel ang ato ang mga learners in arts. Is it because surely i-credit yun kas teacher ana, like dili bitaw wala man muna siya damha, but sure jud ko learners is mo give back jud na sila or lagyud kang tan-awon as effective mentors, as effective teachers nga grabe mo ang impact sa ilaha. Though I would say nga sa ko ang part as soon to be teacher nga kumahandle ani nga subject is lisod-lisod, but I am trying myself to be equipped with all the qualities, with all the skills needed for me to become effective, and also mahatag nako ang dapat nga mahibal-an sa mga students, ma-pour nako ang knowledge sa ilahang mind, and maka-build ko og motivation and also love sa art. That's all for my report. Good morning.